The left and right portion, again it is exactly a mirror image to each other. That is, the ellipse is symmetric towards coordinate axis. The length of the latest rectum can be given by the equation 2b square by a. The major axis is along x-axis, that means the focus, the vertices lie on the x-axis. The focus of the ellipse and vertices of the ellipse always lies on the major axis. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. This is Shruti ma'am lecturing in Vidhyaashram, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In this session, we are just recalling what we have studied about ellipse, and we are going to solve how to write the equation of a ellipse, also how to write the characteristics of an ellipse whenever the standard equation is given. Before that, let's see what is the standard equation of an ellipse which we have learnt previously. So here we have the two orientations of an ellipse. We have learnt the standard equation of this form. So what is the standard equation of this form? That is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So this is the standard equation of an ellipse of this one. I'll call this as type 1 and I'll call this as type 2. Let's see what is the difference between these two ellipses. So here you can clearly say the focus is on the x-axis. So, and the major axis is x-axis. So, whenever the major axis is x-axis, here you can see the distance of A here is greater than B. Or what we can say, the coefficient of x square A is greater than the coefficient of B. So, clearly we can say here A is greater than B. So, this is the condition where we can write the standard equation of this form. Also, you can see the vertices, that is the end points on the x-axis. So, these are the vertices. If I name this as A, B, C, D. So, for this type of an ellipse, A and C can be called as the vertices of an ellipse. Now, look at type 2. So, clearly, if the focus lie on the y-axis, the end points of an ellipse is the vertices. Suppose I name it as again A, B, C and D. So, here B and D are the vertices of ellipse. So, clearly this focus and vertices lie on the major axis. Then the standard equation of this form can be written as x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. So, this is the standard equation of an ellipse. So, one more thing is the ellipse is symmetric towards the coordinate axis. So, you can observe here. So, if you take the half of the ellipse, either the upper portion or downward portion, it is exactly the mirror image, or the left and right portion, again it is exactly a mirror image to each other. That is, the ellipse is symmetric towards coordinate axis. And the major thing is the focus, the vertices always lie on the major axis. Here the major axis is x-axis, and in case of type 2 the major axis is y-axis. Thus what we can conclude, the focus of the ellipse and vertices of the ellipse always lies on the major axis. Also, the standard equation will be x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 if x is the major axis. That is, if the coefficient of x square is greater than the y square, then we can conclude that its major axis is x-axis, and we can write the standard form x square by a square, y square by b square is equal to 1. Now, suppose if the major axis is the y-axis, how we can get to know that major axis is a y-axis? That is, the coefficient of y square What is the coefficient of y square here, or the denominator of y square? It is a square. So, if coefficient or the denominator of y square is greater than the denominator of the x square, then we can conclude it's a major axis along y axis. So, therefore, we can write the standard form x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. So, you can take few example. Suppose I write x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. So, clearly here the coefficient of x square or the denominator of x square 25 is greater than 9. So, therefore, this is the standard equation of the ellipse of type 1. Now, suppose if you get x square by 4 plus y square by 36 is equal to 1. So, here observe 4 is less than 36. So, that is the coefficient of the first one is less than the coefficient of the second. So, clearly we can conclude this is of the type 2. So, whenever a standard equation is given, first identify whether it is of the type 1 or type 2, then we can write the characteristics of a given ellipse. So, again we have one more concept called lattice rectum. So, what do you mean by lattice rectum? A lattice rectum of an ellipse is a line segment perpendicular to the major axis. This is very important, through any one of the foci whose end points lie on the ellipse. Whatever you have studied in parabola, it's a straight line perpendicular to the axis and whose end point will be on the parabola which is passing through the focus. Since here you have foci, that is you have two focus, a line which is passing through either F1 or F2 and perpendicular to the major axis can be considered as the lattice rectum of a ellipse. And the length of the lattice rectum can be given by the equation 2b square by a. So, where a and b represents the semi-major and semi-minor axis of a ellipse. So, here we have a question. Find the coordinates of the foci, the vertices, the length of the major axis, the minor axis, the eccentricity and the lattice rectum of an ellipse. So, we have studied already how we can write the distance between the foci, the length of major axis, the length of minor axis, eccentricity as the ratio of the distance between the foci and center to any one of the vertices, and also we have learned how to write the length of a lattice rectum, that is 2b square by a. So, to find any one of the values, we need the values of semi-major, semi-minor and distance between the focus. That is, we need the value of a, b, c. First, let us identify what type of an ellipse it is, whether the major axis is along x-axis or the major axis is along y-axis. Let us look at the question we have. We have x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Observe the coefficients here. We have 25 greater than 9. So, if the coefficient or the denominator of x square is greater than the denominator of y square, then the major axis is x-axis. So, the major axis is along x-axis. So, if the major axis is along x-axis, that means the focus, the vertices lie on the x-axis. Let us find out the values of a, b, c. So, clearly we have a square is equal to 25. This implies a is equal to 5. B square is equal to 9. This implies b is equal to 3. To find c square, we have a relation, that is it is a square minus b square, that is 25 minus 9. So, therefore, we get c square is equal to 16. So, therefore, c is equal to 4. Now, since the focus and vertices lie along x-axis, I can write the foci as plus or minus c comma 0. So, what is the value of c we have here? It is 4. So, therefore, it is plus or minus 4 comma 0. Next, we will write the vertices. vertices on the x-axis can be written as plus or minus a comma 0. That is, what is the value of a we have? It is 5. So therefore, the vertices is plus or minus 5 comma 0. Next, we need to find out length of major axis and minor axis. What is length of major axis? It is 2a. Length of minor axis is 2b. So, length of major axis is 2a. So, a is 5, 2 5s are 10. Next, we write length of minor axis. So, it is 2b. So, we can write this as 2 into 3, 6. Next, we need to find out the eccentricity, or the eccentricity is always c divided by a. So, therefore, c is nothing but 4 and a is nothing but 5. So, the value of eccentricity is 4 by 5. The last one is latus rectum. So, we know the latus rectum or the length of latus rectum is given by 2b square divided by a. So, what is the value of b? It is 3. 2 into 3 square is 9 into 2, which is 18, divided by the value of a is 5. So, latus rectum will be equal to 18 divided by 5. Next one, we have 9x square plus 4y square is equal to 36. First, let us consider it in the form of standard equation. That is, right hand side you should get it as 1. So, let's divide this by 36. When you divide this by 36, it is 9x square by 36 plus 4y square by 36 is equal to 36 by 36. So, cancelling each value here, you will get the value as x square divided by 4 plus y square divided by 9 is equal to 1. Now, observe here, the denominator of x square is less than y square. So, according to this, we can write the major axis lie along y-axis. If the major axis lie along y-axis, then my standard equation will be x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. Let us compare this with here. So, we get b square is equal to 4. This implies b is equal to 2. A square is equal to 9. This implies a is equal to 3. Now, let us find out c. So, we have c square is equal to a square minus b square, which is 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. So, therefore, we get c is equal to root 5. Now, let us write all the characteristics one by one. So, let us write the foci. Foci lies on the y-axis. So, therefore, this is in the form of 0, plus or minus c. So, therefore, it is 0, plus or minus root 5. Next, vertices also lie along y-axis. So, therefore, vertices is 0, plus or minus a, which is 0, plus or minus 3. Next, we need length of major axis. So, major axis can be written as 2a. So, therefore, it is 2 into 3, 6. Next, we need minor axis. Minor axis can be written as 2b. So, therefore, it is 2 into 2, 4. Next, we need eccentricity. Eccentricity is c over a. So, therefore, it is root 5 divided by 3. Next, we need latus rectum. Latus rectum is 2 into b square by a. So, we have the value of b square as 4. So, 2 4s are 8 divided by 3. So, 8 by 3. Next equation, we have x square by 36 plus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Clearly, 36 is greater than 16. So, the major axis is along x-axis. So, if the major axis is along x-axis, then my standard equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Compare this here. We have a square is equal to 36. This implies a is equal to 6. B square is equal to 16. This implies b is equal to 4. Now to find c square, it is a square minus b square, which is 36 minus 16 is equal to 20. So c square is equal to 20, or I can write this as 4 into 5. So c will be equal to 2 root 5. Now let us write the characteristics. Since major axis is along x-axis, the focus vertices lie along x-axis. So therefore, foci becomes plus or minus c comma 0, which is equal to plus or minus 2 root 5 comma 0. Next we have vertices. Vertices is plus or minus a comma 0, which is equal to the value of a we have as 6. So therefore, it is plus or minus 6 comma 0. Next, major axis. Major axis is equal to 2a. So it is 12. Minor axis is equal to 2b, which is equal to 8. Eccentricity is c over a. So this is 2 root 5 divided by 6. So cancelling, you will get it as root 5 divided by 3. Next, we need latus rectum. So latus rectum is 2b square divided by a. So b square is nothing but 16. So it is 2 into 16 divided by, here you have 6. 2 ones are, 2 threes are. So the value will be equal to 16 by 3. Let's take one more equation. X square by 25 plus y square by 100 is equal to 1. So clearly here 25 is less than 100. The denominator of x square is less than the denominator of y square. So therefore, the major axis is along y-axis. If the major axis is y-axis, then my standard equation become x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. So comparing here, we have b square is equal to 25. This implies b is equal to 5. A square is equal to 100. This implies a is equal to 10. So therefore, c square is a square minus b square, which is 100 minus 25. C square is equal to 75, or I can write c is equal to 5 root 3. Now since the major axis is along y-axis, the focus and vertices lie along y-axis. So therefore, the foci becomes 0 comma plus or minus e, which is 0 comma plus or minus 5 root 3. Vertices is 0 comma plus or minus a, which is 0 comma plus or minus 10. Next, major axis is equal to 2a, which is 20. Minor axis is equal to 2b, which is 10. Eccentricity is equal to c by a, which is 5 root 3 divided by 10. Cancelling, we get it as root 3 by 2. Next, we have latus rectum. Latus rectum is equal to 2b square by a, which is 2 into 25 divided by 10. So we can cancel 5 2s are, 5 5s are, 2 and 2 cancels, we get 5. So the length of latus rectum is 5. So like this, by recognizing the major axis, we can write the characteristics of the ellipse. We have one more type of question. So they'll give you a few conditions. You are supposed to write the standard equation of an ellipse. Now let's see. Find the equation of an ellipse that satisfies given condition. So here the vertices and foci is given. Clearly observing the coordinates, we can identify the major axis is x-axis. So the major axis is along x-axis. Because here y coordinate is 0, we have x coordinate. So therefore, the major axis is along x-axis. If the major axis is along x-axis, then my standard equation will be in the form of x square by a square, y square by b square is equal to 1. If vertices are given, the value of a is given, so it is 5. If foci is given, the value of c is given, it is 4. Now we need to find out the value of b. So to find the value of b, we have a relation b square is equal to a square minus c square. So that is a square is 25, c square is 4 square is 16, we get it as 9. If b square is 9, enough for us. So therefore this implies x square by a square means 25 plus y square by b square is 9 is equal to 1. So this is the required equation of an ellipse. Let's look at the second one. Ends of major axis is 0, plus or minus root 5. Ends of minor axis is plus or minus 1, 0. So clearly you can observe major axis is in the form of 0 plus or minus root 5. That means x coordinate 0, you have the value of y. That means the major axis is like this. Ends of major axis means they are the vertices. If the vertices are given, so they have given vertices is 0, plus or minus root 5. So this implies the value of a is root 5. Next, ends of minor axis. So this is, that means they have given b. So this is b now. So what we can conclude, the value of b is equal to 1. Because it lies on the x-axis, x coordinate will be 1, y coordinate is 0. Now we have the value of a root 5, the value of b 1. Since the major axis is along y-axis. So major axis is along y-axis. The standard equation is x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. So therefore we have x square by b square is 1, y square by a is root 5, a square is 5 is equal to 1. So this is the standard form of the given equation. Next one, length of major axis is 20, foci is 0, plus or minus 5. Observe the foci. You have x coordinate as 0. That means the focus lie on the y-axis. If the focus lie on the y-axis, major axis is along y-axis. If the major axis is along y-axis, then my standard equation is x square by b square, y square by a square is equal to 1. Let's find the value of a and b. So we have major axis is 20, which has 2a is equal to 20. This implies a is equal to 10. And focus c is given, which is 5. Let us find out b square. To find out b square, it is a square minus c square. A square is 100, c square is 25. So this is equal to 75. So therefore the equation becomes x square by 75 plus y square by 100 is equal to 1. Next one, b is equal to 3, c is equal to 4, center is at the origin, foci on the x-axis. Foci on the x-axis means vertices also lie on the x-axis. So vertices also lie on x-axis. So this implies the standard equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Now they have given the value of b is equal to 3, c is equal to 4. We need a. A square means we have a square in the form of b square plus c square. B square is 9, 4 square is 16 is equal to 25. So if a square is 25, we can substitute the value of a square here. So therefore the standard equation is x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. The value of b is 3, b square is 9. So this is the required equation of an ellipse. Next one, length of minor axis is 16, foci is 0, plus or minus x. So minor axis is given means 2b is equal to 16, b is equal to 8. Now look at the foci. X coordinate is 0. That means you have foci along y-axis. So this is the standard equation of type 2. So let's see. C is given 6. We need A. A is equal to b square plus c square. So which is 64 plus 36. So here it is a square. So which is 100. So the value of a square is 100. Now what type of equation? So we have the standard equation of the form x square by b square, y square by a square is equal to 1. So by observing these values, we can write x square by b square is 64 plus y square by a square is 100 is equal to 1. So this is the required equation of an ellipse. So in today's session, we have learned two standard form of equation, and according to the characteristics of major axis, we can write the values a, b as well as c. So we can write the characteristics of a given ellipse, or we can write or frame any standard equation of an ellipse with the given condition. We'll meet you in the next session. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, keep exploring. Thank you.